Yo guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today, I'm going to be showing an Arc Hunter build using the Raiju's Harnessed Chest Armor and the Cold Heart Exotic Trace Rifle. Alright guys, let's get right into this. For the super, we're using Gathering Storm. Unfortunately, you can't use Gathering Storm on Prismatic, or we 100% would be on that. So, this chest piece utilizes Gathering Storm, so we do have to be on the Arc subclass. We're going to be using Gambler's Dodge. We're going to be using Triple Jump, Combination Blow. The melee part doesn't really matter too much because we're going to be using it for Tempest Strike. But we're using the Flashbang Grenade. We're using Flow State with Tempest Strike. For our fragments, we're using Spark of Shock. This will make our arc grenades jolt targets, which is very important. Defeating those jolted targets with Spark of Ions will give us Ionic Trace, so it's very important as well. Spark of Beacons whenever we get kills with our heavy and with Cold Heart as our special. While when we're amplified, which is going to be infinitely, we'll be making a Blinding Explosion. And then Arc Weapon Final Blows have a chance to create Ionic Trace with Spark of Discharge. And for the armor mod, starting with the helmet, we're using Double Harmonic Siphon for our arc, so that we get a ton of orbs with Cold Heart, and for our exotic heavy, Bittersweet. And then we're also using a special ammo finder because we're going to be using Cold Heart like a primary. For the arms, we're using Firepower, Bolstering Detonation, and then Impact Induction. And for the chest, this did get a rework. I don't even remember what it used to do. It was something with Arc Staff, I believe, but it did get a rework. So it has Mobius Conduit. Activating the Gathering Storm calls down lightning on all nearby targets, jolting them while also amplifying allies. But one of the main things we're going for here is defeating Arc debuff targets grants a small amount of Gathering Storm energy. So we can basically spam Gathering Storm quite a lot because our nade is blinding. It's not only blinding, but it's also jolting. So lots of jolting in this build to make a ton of Ionic Traces. We also have that Blinding Explosion, so when we kill them, we have the Artifact mod that'll give us Ionic Trace as well from that. So you're making a ton of Ionic Traces. We're going to be using Harmonic Reserves, Arc Resist, and then Void Resist. This is just because of the GM this week, but this could really be whatever. I would just definitely go for the Harmonic Reserves just to have a ton of ammo for Cold Heart, but then these can be whatever. And for the legs, we're going to be using Recuperation. There's not a lot of healing on this build, so we're going to be going for any way we can get those heals. And then we have Absolution to give cooldown for all of our abilities, and then Harmonic Scav on Arc, so that whenever we pick up a special finisher brick or a finder brick or just a normal brick, we'll get extra ammo for Cold Heart and for a heavy as well. And for the cloak, we're going to be using Reaper. We're going to be dodging quite a lot just so we can use Tempest Strike as much as possible. And then Powerful Attraction to pick up all those orbs to proc Recuperation and just pick up orbs for all of our other abilities that need it. And then Special Finisher, just in case we need to. I did a GM run with this build, the one you're actually going to see gameplay of, and I never actually had to do this. So, but it's always in your back pocket if you ever need it. And for the weapons, this is GM specific, but I'm using Transfiguration with Rapid Hit Kinetic Tremors. If you're not doing the GM, you could run Lost Signal, would be very good. That'd be double special build. You could also run like a fucking Fatebringer or some sort of weapon in that first slot to be your to have just a weapon that has unlimited ammo, just in case. But GM specific, I was running this. Then obviously Cold Heart. For our heavy slot, we're running Bittersweet with Envious Bait and Switch. If you have just any Bittersweet is fine. You also use Wendigo. If you don't have a Bittersweet, that would also be another good arc one. But pretty much any heavy you want. If you want to go with the Surge, you could do Edge Transit, or you could do Chill Inhibitor. Also would work. Pretty much anything here works. But I would definitely recommend a GL just to get artifact mod usage. When it comes to the artifact mods, first column you do whatever. I'm using Killing Breeze. Fel Revenant is very good for this week's Grandmaster and whenever there's Scorn, which I believe the next GM is going to be Birthplace of the Vile, which is also Scorn, so that should be nice. Rapid Impacts, we're not getting anything out of this, so you could change that to Total Carnage, I guess. Trace Evidence is the main one we want here. This is whenever we kill jolt or blinded targets rapidly, we get an Ionic Trace. Debilitating Wave, this can help whenever you do those finishers for special ammo. Concussive Reload, that it just weakens. We're also using Conductive Cosmic Crystal. Your arc abilities, void abilities, they do. Our arc stuff will do bonus damage to stasis. So if your teammates are doing anything stasis related, you'll do extra damage to them. And then Kinetic Impacts, obviously, for our heavy GL. Alright guys, that is the build. I'm going to send you guys into some gameplay of a GM run. Yet again, another scuffed GM run, but we get the job done. We had a teammate leave mid-run, right before the boss room. So we were two-manning the boss room, which is not bad. This boss room's not too bad, but it was a little scuffed at points. But let's get into the gameplay.